Today I was scrolling through the internet today and I saw something that made me think. So, if you don't know, Jujutsu Kaisen is ending next month. I know. It's crazy to think about, but yes, it is ending soon-ish. And it just made me think about a lot of things about what's going to happen after it's over, if there's a chance for a sequel, and will anything be as popular as it was Frame 1? Since Jujutsu Kaisen is a very popular show, mostly because of one man, and that man is Satoru Gojo, because everyone loves Gojo besides the author. Um, but everyone loves Gojo, and yeah, he's really popular. So it just makes you think about what's going to happen after JJK is over. Is it going to be one of those shows that we even still talk about like 10, 15 years later? I'd be careful about saying 10 years later, because Attack on Titan fans know the meme of that. But it just makes you think about this, because there have been a lot of shows, a lot of animes that have been popular, but then once they end, no one really talks about them. Like, you got shows like Hitman Reborn, which is really good, by the way. If you have not seen Hitman Reborn, please watch it and read the manga. It's amazing. You got things like Magi, even though I haven't finished Magi, but I haven't seen no one really talk about it like that. And from what I've heard, Magi was really popular. It wasn't like big three popular, but it was popular. I was gonna say Fire Force, but I don't really talk about Fire Force. You get what I mean, though. Like, there are shows that basically come and go, and it just makes you wonder if Jujutsu Kaisen is going to be one of those. I don't think it will, because, granted, Jujutsu Kaisen definitely has a lot of mistakes. And unfortunately, that's with any anime that gets really popular and stuff. Since I always use this example, but Attack on Titan, near the end, you could tell when the story was getting rushed, because Attack on Titan kind of had the same thing that JJK had, to where we were like in the middle of the finale, and then it got announced that Attack on Titan was ending in like 5 chapters, and those 5 chapters felt rushed. I mean, honestly, ever since a certain part of Attack on Titan, it kind of felt rushed, and just kind of, it didn't lose its like interest, because I still loved Attack on Titan until the end, but there were definitely times where I felt it was like rushed. And Jujutsu Kaisen could go down that route. I don't want it to, but I can see that happening, especially with the latest chapter with Nobara. Spoiler alert! With Nobara finally coming back, since she's been gone since Shibuya, which I'm happy for personally, because her death was left ambiguous, so we didn't know if she was alive or not. There were many theories talking about, okay, well, she can come back and help out against Sukuna. Obviously, those were true, but it's been like going around for years that we don't know what happened to her, and we finally got confirmation that she's alive and that she's helping out against Sukuna, which is fine, completely fine. But there are people saying that, I know they're joking, but there are people saying that, like, okay, well, this is now a Disney ass show, just because Nobara, quote unquote, came back to life when she wasn't dead in the first place. We didn't know if she was alive or not. It was left ambiguous. So you can't really call it a Disney show with that. Now, I will eat my words if in the next chapter, for some reason, Nanami comes back, Chozo comes back, Hagurama comes back, Kashimo comes back, Gojo comes back, basically everyone who died comes back to life. Sure, then you could say that, but I don't see that happening. Okay? I especially don't see Nanami coming back, because bro got his body exploded. Okay? Unfortunately, Nanami is no more. The only thing we have to remember him is by his cursed tool. Gojo's dead, quote unquote dead, but Yuta's controlling his body. Chozo got burnt to a crisp. Hagurama got slashed by Sukuna. Kashimo got split or got slashed by Sukuna. So I don't think they're coming back. If they do, I'll eat my words. But I don't see Gege doing that, because if that happens, it's gonna take away from the importance about all of their deaths, because a lot of them were important to the cast, and it built character for the characters. So I don't see Gege being like, you know what, guys, the story's ending in 4 chapters. I might as well just bring back everyone. I don't see that happening, but I could be wrong. But anyways, getting back on track. And so I'm just pondering about, like, if JJK will be popular in 10 years. Once again, I'm pretty sure it will. It may not be as popular because we still have the anime and stuff. So maybe once the anime's finished, then we could have this talk. But I don't know. And I guess another thing that I was supposed to talk about is, will we get a time skip, or everyone who survives older, kind of like how Naruto Shippuden did it, or like Boruto is doing it? I don't think so. I think after JJK is over, I think that's it. I don't think Gege's gonna basically make another story about our characters and them being grown up or whatever. I don't see that happening. I just see this being a one-time thing, and once it's over, it's over. If Gege wants to make another manga, sure, but I don't think it's gonna involve this cast, since he's kind of like the author of Chainsaw Man. Because if you didn't know, the author of Chainsaw Man, before Chainsaw Man, made a bunch of other mangas, and they had a really popular one called Fire Punch. And, you know, Fire Punch happened, it ended, and then we got Chainsaw Man, which is obviously really popular. And I wouldn't say Fire Punch isn't, but I don't think a lot of people know about it. So I can maybe see that happening with JJK, to where Gege might make something else. I mean, personally, I think they should. I would probably read it, since, like I said, I do like JJK a lot, even with like some of the issues it has. But it's done a lot of things that I like. Like, it's not, and it's gonna kind of hurt a little bit, it's not like Black Clover, to where no one dies, because obviously people die in JJK that are important, because that's something. Because a show could have a lot of death, but it not mean anything, you know? So it's like, for an example, if JJK had, I don't know, some random bystander die, no one's gonna care about that. But JJK has a thing to where they kill off important people, and unfortunately Black Clover doesn't do that. I don't know why I'm doing this comparison, but Black Clover doesn't do that. And it's not hard to read Black Clover, but it's kind of just like, you know, there's not going to be any consequences with anything. You know that everyone's going to be alive, and yada yada yada. So JJK doesn't have that. JJK has a thing to where, if you're reading this, people will die, which is something that I do enjoy, since a lot of animes are scared to pull the trigger on that, which I respect. I respect when shows do that. Like, when One Piece killed off Ace and Blackbeard, I respected that, because granted, they weren't the most popular characters, but they were important characters to the story. And Oda could have easily just been like, oh no, they're both not dead. What are you talking about? They're alive. No. Oda pulled the trigger, and they have been dead since. And I do not imagine they are ever going to come back. I mean, Attack on Titan also has done this. The main character of Attack on Titan died. So you know that, like, you know, yeah, they're not pulling their punches, which, once again, I enjoy a lot, since, like I said, a lot of shows are scared to do that because they think they'll get, like, death threats or whatever. And I mean, you probably will, but you need that to kind of sell what's going on during a certain arc or anything. Because imagine if Shibuya happened and, like, Nanami didn't die, and, like, if I mean, Togo wasn't important, but, like, if Jogo, Hanami, Toji, the other people, like, imagine if it was basically just like no one died, then Shibuya wouldn't be as good as it is. Because for me personally, I still love Shibuya. Shibuya to me is probably one of my favorite arcs in JJK. Probably second to the current one that we're in, but it took a step level to where it's like, oh, oh, shit is getting real. Since in season 1 of JJK, it wasn't really like that. Like, honestly, like when Junpei died, I didn't really care. I was like, oh no, Junpei, oh my god, But then season 2 happened, and everything was like, oh, I actually care about these characters. So, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, I guess I'll leave it to you guys. I'll ask you this, and then I'll end the video. Do you think JJK will be remembered in 10 years, in 20 years, somewhere down the line? Since it always does my heart good when I see someone on the timeline talking about, like, Hitman Reborn. I would say Inuyasha, but Inuyasha's incredibly popular. Like, very, very old shows that you don't hear a lot about. I can't say Yu Yu Hakusho because I see Yu Yu Hakusho talk a lot on the timeline, which is not bad. I love Yu Yu Hakusho, one of my favorite animes, but it's not something that you don't hear about often. You hear about Yu Yu Hakusho a lot. So yeah, I guess I might make a part 2 to this when JJK is fully over, but I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about that because I saw that and it kind of piqued my interest. So yeah.